Alright, so here's a sample project of two WAGO CC100s where I want to be able to transfer the user management from one device to the other. So I'll just go through the setup here and then do a little demo. In this project I've got a main PLC, which is where we could add additional users to the device and then transfer them later to remote PLC. So I've just got a basic user management already set up in here. I have a couple groups created. This is actually not runtime based user management. I've converted it to legacy just to keep it separate from the runtime users. So in here I've got a couple groups with users, admin, and engineering. So those are just the default ones that I have set up. And then what I actually do to transfer this to another device is use an FTP write function block. So in this function block, there's a couple things I'll need to give it. One being the IP address of the remote device that I want to transfer these files to, as well as some login information. And then as well as the file that I actually want to transfer. So all the user management data is stored in a CSV file. So you can see that here under application Visu user management dv.csv. So I'm just going to copy that and overwrite that file on the remote device. So we've got a visualization built here too for this. So here I've got two visualizations, one for the main PLC, one for the remote PLC. Let's log in. So my default here that I have is admin and WAGO. And then when I click OK, I've just got some visibility on a couple other items here. So when I'm logged in as admin, I get a couple of options for user management. So this is where I'll want to add my new users. So let's add a user called ops, and I'm also going to give it the password WAGO. And I'm just going to make that an operator level. So in order to add this user, I actually have to click this add or insert user button before I click OK. So I'll do that, and I can see it adds it to my list of users in the database. So then I can click OK. Just for fun, let's log in as that user. Make sure it works. Yep, you can see since I don't have admin rights anymore, my user management goes away. So let's log back in as admin and WAGO. Check the user management. So I've got ops here on my main PLC. Let's go to the remote PLC and log in to see what users I have available. So I'll go log in, admin, WAGO. Click on the user management, and you can see I just have the defaults in here. So admin and engineering. So what I want to do now is come back to my main PLC, and this could be automated a little bit more, but just for an example here, I'm going to click this button that says copy users to remote, and all this does is really set the trigger for that FTP function block. I've also got some basic diagnostic information here, so if there's an error, I can see an error string, or I can see when that function block's busy. So just for this case, I'm going to click copy users to remote. I see that function block go busy, and then if I click on my user management on my remote PLC again, you can see I now have that ops user. So it's the same user group, so let's just test that to try everything out here. Ops, WAGO, and I'm logged in as ops now on the remote PLC. So that was just a file transfer from the main PLC to update the users in the remote PLC. One thing I want to note here too is in my Visu user management, there's a setting here for when I want to download the users to the device. The default here is download on every login, so I might consider changing this, and allow it to be more manual. So every time I actually log into this PLC, I'm overwriting the user management. So if I had added something in the visualization, it would get overwritten every time I log in. So I'd probably consider doing a allow decision on every download or never download on login here.